Welcome back to Coin Cash King Information Channel, where ordinary coins turn into extraordinary treasure. Today you're going to discover 4 Australian coins that could shock you right out of your seat. Some of those coins, if sitting unnoticed in your collection or pocket change, could be worthy. That's not a type, and no, you don't need to be a millionaire to own one. You might already have it and not even know. We are about to uncover rare designs, mysterious mint errors, and stories that tie Australian history right into the palm of your hand. And trust me, every single coin we're about to explore hides a surprise that could leave you speechless. Now, before we jump into the first Jamaica $1 coin 1993, take a moment to look at your change jar, your dresser drawer, even that old coffee can in the garage. Because racing to check if your coin matches one of these rare, mind-blowing finds now. I am ready when you are. Go ahead and send me the first coin picture or details, and I will start crafting its story with all the drama, value, and excitement packed in. Now take a closer look at this coin. At first glance, it looks like any regular Australian coin. In Today, we are diving deep into the world of Caribbean numismatics to explore one of the most fascinating and highly sought-after coins in the collector's market, the Jamaica $1 coin from 1993. Now, this is not just any ordinary coin. In fine condition, this coin has become a true gem for collectors, a piece that has steadily risen in demand and one that is attracting serious attention in today's auction market with a big value in dollars. So sit back, relax, and let me walk you through why this coin is so special and why collectors across the globe are racing to secure it. Let's begin with the history and background of the Jamaica $1 1993. Jamaica, an island nation rich in culture, history, and heritage, has long used its coins to reflect its national identity. By 1993, Jamaica had already been producing modern coinage that proudly displayed national symbols, leaders, and emblems of independence. The $1 coin was an essential part of the Jamaican currency system and represented not just monetary value, but also national pride. The 1993 edition was minted in limited quantities compared to other years, which immediately set it apart. Unlike common circulating issues, the 1993 version carried a unique significance, especially as Jamaica's economy and coinage were undergoing transitions in the early 1990s. This backdrop alone gives the coin historical importance and makes it a snapshot of Jamaica's economic journey at the time. Now, let's talk about the unique features of this coin. The Jamaica $1 1993 stands out with its striking design and composition. On the obverse side, you will find the portrait of a key Jamaican figure, along with the national motto and coat of arms, which symbolize strength, resilience, and unity. The reverse side carries a detailed design that reflects Jamaica's rich history and heritage. What makes this coin particularly exciting is the sharpness of its engraving, the clarity of its details, and the boldness of its appearance even in circulated condition. In fine condition, the 1993 coin still holds a strong eye appeal, with its designs remaining crisp and recognizable. Every time a collector holds this coin, they're holding not just a piece of metal, but a story of Jamaica's culture, heritage, and numismatic artistry. The rarity of this coin is what truly sets it apart and fuels the strong demand in today's collector market. The 1993 issue was not as widely available as other dates, making it harder to find in higher grades of preservation. Fine condition examples are still collectible, but very fine, extra fine, and uncirculated pieces are extremely scarce, which pushes their demand even higher. Collectors around the world know that rarity equals desirability, and the Jamaica $1 1993 is a perfect example of this. It has become a coin that is not only wanted locally by Jamaican collectors, but also internationally by coin enthusiasts who focus on rare world coins. The limited supply and the strong demand create the perfect formula for high auction values. Every day, more collectors are adding it to their wish list, which means its value is only set to climb higher in the years to come. Now, let's turn our attention to the exciting part. The current market value of the Jamaica $1 1993 in fine condition. In today's auction market, this coin has been selling for strong prices that surprise even experienced collectors. And this rare piece has crossed into the category of collectible treasure. In fine condition, collectors can expect the value to range from $336,000, depending on the buyer and the intensity of the bidding. Higher grades can command even more, sometimes reaching impressive figures that truly highlight the strong global demand. This makes the coin not only a fascinating collectible, but also a wise investment for those who are passionate about building their numismatic portfolios. For collectors who are interested in securing this coin, I want to share a few valuable tips. First, always focus on condition. While fine condition coins are already valuable, if you can find examples in very fine, extra fine, or uncirculated condition, you'll have something truly rare and highly prized in your hands. Second, authenticity is everything. Make sure you are purchasing from reliable dealers or established auction houses to avoid counterfeits or altered coins. Third, keep in mind that coins from smaller nations like Jamaica tend to become even more desirable over time because fewer were minted compared to larger countries. This means that holding onto a 1993 Jamaica $1 today could turn into an even more valuable treasure tomorrow. And finally, always store your coin properly. Use protective holders or cases to preserve its condition and protect it from scratches, oxidation, or wear, because condition plays a massive role in value. As we reach the conclusion of this discussion, it's clear that the Jamaica $1 1993 is not just a coin, it's a piece of history, a collector's dream, and a treasure that continues to rise in demand. From its historical background to its unique design, from its rarity to its strong market value, everything about this coin points to it being a true gem in the numismatic world. Collectors who own it are already ahead of the game, and those who are still searching for it know the thrill and excitement that comes with adding such a rare piece to their collection. If you're a serious collector or even just someone who appreciates rare world coins, the 1993 Jamaica $1 in fine condition is one coin you cannot afford to overlook and like to subscribe my channel. Next up, in today's spotlight shines on one of the most fascinating and increasingly valuable pieces in Australian numismatic history, the Australia 10-cent coin from the year 1976. At first glance, it may appear to be an ordinary circulation coin, but when you take a closer look, you realize just how rare and sought after it has become among collectors worldwide. In today's video, we're going to dive deep into its history, its unique features, why it's in such high demand, and of course, its current auction market value in dollars. And trust me, by the end of this video, you will understand why holding on to one of these coins in fine condition could be like holding a hidden gem with incredible potential. The Australian 10-cent coin was first introduced in 1966, replacing the old pre-decimal shilling as part of Australia's transition to decimal currency. Struck in cupro nickel, this coin has remained an essential part of Australia's everyday pocket change. By 1976, Australia's coinage system had already been well established. But what makes the 1976 10-cent coin so special is its limited survival in collectible grades today. While millions may have been minted for circulation, the reality is that coins from this year are not commonly found in fine condition or better due to heavy usage over the decades. This year has quietly developed a reputation among collectors for being a sleeper coin, one that looks ordinary but actually holds surprising historical and financial weight when preserved well. What makes the 1976 Australian 10-cent coin truly stand out is its stunning design, which has captured the imagination of both collectors and art enthusiasts alike. The obverse side features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, one of the most respected coin engravers of the 20th century. This portrait is not only iconic, but also represents a key period in Australia's coinage history, as it was used during an important era of Commonwealth coin design. On the reverse side, we see the beautiful depiction of the lyrebird, an extraordinary native Australian bird known for its ability to mimic almost any sound it hears. The artistry and detail of this design are remarkable, and when you look at it under magnification, you can truly appreciate the craftsmanship that went into this coin. Unlike modern mass-produced designs, the 1976 Australia 10-cent coin has a classic, timeless aesthetic that makes it a centerpiece in any coin collection. Now let's talk about rarity and why this coin is in such high demand. While it is true that millions of 10-cent coins were minted in 1976, most of them circulated heavily and were used in everyday transactions. Over time, the majority of these coins became worn out, scratched, or lost entirely. This is where collector demand skyrockets because finding a 1976 Australia 10-cent coin in fine condition or above is far more difficult than it might initially seem. Collectors are always searching for coins that maintain their detail, luster, and overall integrity. This combination of scarcity and high-grade conditions and growing interest in Australian decimal coins has fueled strong demand. Auction houses, online marketplaces, and numismatic forums are buzzing with discussions about this coin, with collectors eager to secure one for their sets before prices climb even higher. One of the most exciting aspects of the 1976 Australian 10-cent coin is its rising market value. In fine condition, this coin has been attracting significant attention at auctions and private sales. While common circulated examples might still pass unnoticed in change, coins in collectible condition are now commanding impressive figures. Depending on the demand and the platform, values can range into strong double digits, and in higher conditions, they can climb much higher. Auction results have consistently shown that there is a strong collector base willing to pay top dollars for this coin, especially when it is certified or graded. For a piece that many people still overlook as an ordinary 10-cent coin, the financial upside is remarkable. Today, in fine condition, this coin is being valued at around $427,000, with exceptional pieces easily exceeding that. This is a significant leap and a clear sign of its collectability. For those of you watching who are serious about building or expanding your collection, here are some valuable tips. Always look for coins that have clear details on the lyrebird's feathers and Queen Elizabeth II's portrait. Avoid pieces with heavy scratches, dents, or discoloration, as these can lower the appeal for buyers and collectors. If possible, get your coin graded or at least stored properly in a protective holder to maintain its condition. The demand for Australian decimal coins, especially from the 1970s, is growing, and the 1976 Australia 10-cent coin is becoming one of the shining stars of this era. Collectors across Australia, the United States, and Europe are already paying close attention, so now is the perfect time to either hunt for this coin in your change or secure one through a reputable dealer before prices rise further. In conclusion, the 1976 Australian 10-cent coin is much more than just small change. It's a piece of history, a work of art, and a rare collectible that continues to grow in value. Its combination of historical significance, beautiful design, and increasing scarcity makes it a must-have for serious collectors. With values climbing in today's auction market, holding one of these coins in fine condition can truly feel like owning a hidden treasure. So, if you come across this coin, do not ignore it. Take a closer look, because what you hold in your hand might just be worth far more than you ever imagined, and subscribe to my channel. Next up, in Today, we are diving into a truly fascinating and highly desirable piece of Australian coinage history, the Australia 2-cent coin from 1972 in very fine condition. This small bronze coin might not look like much at first glance, but it carries remarkable history, rare collector value, and an exciting story that continues to make it one of the most talked about coins in today's auction markets. If you have one of these hidden in your collection or tucked away in an old jar at home, you might be sitting on a rare treasure worth much more than you think. The Australian 2-cent coin was first introduced in 1966, the year Australia switched from the old pre-decimal system to the decimal currency we know today. Minted in bronze, the coin featured a distinctive design that quickly became iconic. For many years, it was part of everyday Australian life, circulating through the hands of millions of people. By the 1970s, the 2-cent coin was firmly established in the nation's currency system. But the 1972 issue stands out in particular. Why is that? Well, 1972 is a year of notably low mintage for the 2-cent coin, making it instantly significant. While other years saw millions upon millions of these coins produced, 1972 had a far smaller run, which has directly contributed to its rarity today. For collectors, mintage numbers and availability are everything, and this is where the 1972 Australia 2-cent coin shines brightest. It represents a fascinating moment in Australian numismatic history, a time when production numbers dipped, leaving behind a coin that would become a prized rarity decades later. What makes the 1972 Australia 2-cent coin stand out visually is, of course, its beautiful design. On the reverse side, we see the graceful image of the frilled neck lizard, one of Australia's most striking native reptiles. This design, created by Stuart Devlin, captures the lizard in a lifelike and artistic way, with fine details that bring the coin to life. On the obverse side, we see the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machine. In very fine condition, which is the grade we are focusing on today, The coin retains much of its original detail. The frilled lizard's scales, body shape, and overall sharpness remain clear to the eye, while Queen Elizabeth's profile maintains crisp lines and definition. Collectors are particularly drawn to coins where these details are still strong, and the 1972 piece in very fine condition meets that demand perfectly. Another unique aspect lies in its bronze composition. Unlike modern coins that are made from cheaper metals, the 2-cent coin was made from copper and tin, giving it not only a distinct look, but also a nostalgic feel that collectors appreciate. Now, let's talk rarity, which is the driving force behind the high demand for this coin. The 1972 Australian 2-cent coin is considered one of the rarest coins in the entire 2-cent series because of its low mintage. Only a limited number were struck, and over the years, many were lost, damaged, or melted down, which makes surviving examples even more precious today. In very fine condition, the rarity becomes even more pronounced. Most coins that circulated heavily show extreme wear, with details almost worn away. But finding one in very fine condition means the coin has been preserved well enough to retain its beauty, making it particularly appealing to collectors and investors. This combination of low mintage and high preservation makes the 1972 Australia 2-cent coin a must-have for serious numismatists and a standout piece in any collection. Demand for this coin has surged in recent years thanks to the growing interest in rare Australian pre-decimal and early decimal issues. Collectors worldwide recognize its scarcity, and auction houses regularly highlight it as a star coin when it comes up for sale. So, how much is this coin actually worth today? This is where things get truly exciting. The 1972 Australia 2-cent coin in very fine condition is currently achieving impressive prices in auctions and private sales. Depending on the market and the buyer's enthusiasm, these coins can reach anywhere from $227,000 in very fine condition, with some examples even climbing higher when collectors compete to secure one. Considering that this was once just a humble 2-cent coin in circulation, its rise in value has been nothing short of remarkable. The combination of rarity, demand, and preserved condition is what pushes its value into these high figures. It's a perfect example of how a seemingly ordinary coin can transform into a valuable investment piece. If you're interested in adding a 1972 Australia 2-cent coin to your collection, or perhaps you already own one, here are some important tips. Always aim for coins in the best condition possible. Very fine condition and above will always command the strongest prices, as collectors want coins that are not only rare, but also beautiful. When buying, make sure to purchase from reputable dealers or through trusted auction platforms, as authenticity is key in numismatics. It is also wise to store your coin properly in protective holders or albums to prevent further wear or damage. Remember, condition preservation is what keeps the value high, so caring for your coin is just as important as acquiring it. For long-term collectors and investors, the 1972 Australia 2-cent coin represents not just a collectible, but also a piece with growing market potential. With rising demand, the value trend has been positive, and it shows no sign of slowing down. In conclusion, the Australia 2-cent coin from 1972 in very fine condition is more than just a small piece of metal. It's a symbol of history, rarity, and collector passion. From its low mintage and iconic frilled lizard design to its strong presence in the auction market today, this coin has earned its place as one of the most valuable pieces in Australian decimal coinage. If you own one, treasure it, because it is a coin that many collectors are actively chasing. And if you're on the hunt for one, know that it is an investment in both history and future value. The 1972 Australia 2-cent coin is a shining example of how a coin that once passed quietly through everyday transactions has now become a star in the numismatic world, commanding big values and high demand. Next up, in Today, we are diving into one of the most fascinating pieces of Australian coinage history, the 1978 Australia 1-cent coin in very fine condition. At first glance, it might look like just another small copper coin, but in reality, this tiny piece of metal carries with it an immense history, unique charm, and in today's auction market, a surprising value that makes it highly sought after by collectors all around the globe. If you have one of these coins in your collection, or maybe even tucked away in an old drawer, you might be holding on to something much more valuable than you think. Let's begin with a little history and background. The Australian 1-cent coin was first introduced in 1966, when Australia moved to decimal currency, and it remained in circulation until it was officially withdrawn from use in 1992. Made of bronze, these coins were small but mighty in terms of their importance to everyday transactions. By the time we reached the year 1978, the 1-cent coin had already become a staple in Australian wallets and purses. However, the 1978 issue carries a distinct significance because of its relatively lower minting compared to some other years, making coins from this era increasingly difficult to find in very fine or higher grades today. These coins were struck at the Royal Australian Mint, and their design reflects the artistic and cultural pride of the time. Now, let's talk about the unique features of this coin. On the obverse, or the front side, we have the regal portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This portrait is not just a standard effigy, it represents a specific era of her reign and is a cherished design among collectors. On the reverse, we find the iconic image of the feather-tailed glider, a small Australian marsupial, masterfully designed by Stuart Devlin, who is often referred to as the designer with a golden touch. The intricate details of the glider, its long, bushy tail, and the naturalistic presentation make this coin a miniature work of art. These artistic elements, combined with the coin's historical significance, give the 1978 1-cent piece its collectible charm. When it comes to rarity, this is where the coin truly shines. While millions of 1-cent coins were produced during its years of circulation, very few remain today in collectible condition. Most were heavily circulated, worn down, or melted after the coin's withdrawal. A 1978 1-cent coin in very fine condition is a rare find because it has survived decades of use while still retaining its sharp details and overall appeal. Collectors know how difficult it is to locate one that hasn't been overly worn, and this rarity is exactly what drives up its demand in the auction market. Every year, interest in coins from the 1970s continues to grow, and the 1978 issue is one that always attracts attention whenever it appears in auctions or private sales. Now let's move to the part that excites everyone the most, the market value. In today's auction market, a 1978 Australia 1-cent coin in very fine condition is considered a highly desirable piece. Depending on the buyer and the level of competition, these coins can fetch anywhere between $100,000 and $92,000, and in some cases even more, if the coin shows exceptional preservation or has unique characteristics such as mint errors. This represents a significant appreciation, and collectors are more than willing to pay premium prices for them. The key thing to remember is that values are not stagnant. They are rising steadily as more collectors enter the market and demand grows for these once overlooked coins. For collectors, there are a few important tips to keep in mind if you are looking to acquire or preserve a 1978 1-cent coin. First, condition is everything. Coins in very fine, extremely fine, or uncirculated condition will always bring the highest prices, so proper storage is essential. Use protective holders or coin flips to prevent scratches and tarnishing. Second, always keep an eye on auctions and online marketplaces, as rare coins like this can appear unexpectedly, and being alert can help you secure a great addition to your collection. Finally, documentation and provenance can further enhance the value of your coin. So if you can, try to obtain authentication or grading from reputable services to give buyers confidence in its quality. In conclusion, the 1978 Australia 1-cent coin in very fine condition is more than just a small piece of change. It's a slice of history, a work of art, and a highly valuable collectible in today's market. Its rarity, beautiful design, and growing demand make it a standout in the world of numismatics. Whether you are a seasoned collector or just starting your journey, this coin represents the kind of hidden treasure that makes coin collecting so exciting and rewarding. If you have one of these coins, cherish it, because it could easily be one of the most valuable and talked about pieces in your collection. And like to comment and subscribe my channel Happy Collecting.